The night I was abducted is the night I last saw my dad. The night I last saw my brothers. They asked me, who do you love the most? And I said my dad, and he was killed. And my mom was taken to a different direction. My brothers into another direction, and I was left alone. That was the night that I thought everything was over. And after the 6 months living in captivity, seeing people die, I kept questioning myself. Why? And for how long will this continue?
What was it like for you to come around to the realization of, I want to escape?
One thing that really prompted me to even say, no, this cannot continue happening, was when a young kid of about 6 months got killed. And he wanted to just feed. And the mother asked, can I feed him? The guy said, okay, I'll help you with that. And that was the end of the kid. That was everything. If somebody who has not done anything wrong can get killed, a kid who does not talk. How about me who talks?
Shannon, how specifically did you get involved with fighting the LRA?
I was running a large foundation that we were giving 50% of our profits away to stop mass atrocity and genocide on the globe. In 2008, there was a Christmas massacre that was committed by the LRA, and at that point, we really had to look at ourselves and say, are we really doing what our mission statement says? And then in 2009, there was a second Christmas massacre in which 321 people were killed. And then the world didn't even find out about it until months later. I sent a note to our board of directors and I said, we need to either change our mission statement or we need to try and do what our mission statement says.
There's, of course, a difference between the type of work that you had been doing when you're rebuilding schools, when you're donating money, allocating resources, and then when you become involved with this South African contractor as well as the specialized unit within the Ugandan military.
It's incredible and extraordinary because the local community leaders held all the answers. They just sometimes lacked a small amount of resources. We continue to hear people say that the Ugandan special forces that were pursuing this group could use some additional training. This was our philanthropic engagement, and so we wanted a partner who truly was aligned with that, and ultimately found that partner in a South African private military company who said at the time, all too often Africa looks beyond its shores for its solutions, and we feel as though they have the solutions here.
Sophia, I think one of the things that's so incredible about you is I feel like your charitable work has become as known as what you do as an actress. What was it about this particular work that drew you to it?
If this were happening in America, it would be the front page of every newspaper in the world. This was the sort of issue that the moment that I understood what was happening, it became a fundamental core issue and value in my life. And we were talking when we all got here, how wild it was for us, you know, having known each other, but to finally be face to face in Uganda 5 years ago, I'm very close to crying thinking about it. And the thing that I think has been the most important lesson for me, a decade plus into all of this work, is that I have been privileged enough to sit at the feet of people like David and learn. Because all too often, when something makes its way to our shores, when some mass global atrocity like the ones Shannon has dedicated her life to working on becomes something we understand, we assume we have the answers. And that's not our job. Our job is to advocate, our job is to signal blast, and our job is to turn to people like David and everyone in Uganda and say, how can we best support your fixing this problem in your community?
What is it that we can be doing to continue this work?
The LRA still exists, and at present we've seen a spike in abductions. And so I think what's really important is for people to stay aware of the facts and advocate for the important steps that those on the ground really see as necessary to continue to close that gap. David is still doing this every day, and so really critically important to understand that that work there has not stopped.
Getting someone out of the battlefield is one thing. Helping them start a new life is another thing. We don't help them start a new life, we are breeding a new breed of terrorists. And so that's why the work is endless.
It's almost a notion of recidivism that we see here. You have to support people after they leave a system that has reduced them in some way, which trauma and brainwashing and war does to someone, especially when you've been kidnapped as a child. And so it is our job to be of better service to organizations on the ground who are truly a part of the fabric of any community that they're trying to better or change.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.